Hi, I'm Movie Man. I'm an octopus who reviews movies, and today's review is going to be on. Yeah, honestly, this kind of feels alright, like the perfect movie for me to review given the title of this one. But yeah, I had known that this movie was coming out. I saw it was scheduled to be released September 13th. I saw the trailer for this one. I thought it looks like quite an interesting movie. Now, I know obviously this movie premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival last year, and it definitely got kind of a mixed reaction from people. But now like a year later and it actually being put out in cinemas in Ireland, I decided it might be interesting to give this film a watch for myself. See what I thought of it. But anyways, I went to go see the movie there this past Sunday, and having seen it for myself now, what did I think of it? Yeah, I gotta be honest, I was a bit indifferent towards this one. Like, this wouldn't be a bad movie in my opinion, but wouldn't really call it a very good one either. I was kind of mixed on it. Just getting into my thoughts on this movie, I'll say that I think the cinematography is decent enough here. Like, overall it is a pretty well shot movie. I don't think the shots in this movie are like absolutely amazing, but I think for what it's worth, it's a well shot enough film. There's, decent cinematography in this, so yeah, I'll say the cinematography was pretty decent here. In terms of the film's editing, I'll say the editing for this one was okay. I think it honestly could be a bit janky here at times. I don't know, it just kind of seems to be a bit too fast paced at times for my liking. I wouldn't call it like really bad editing. Like, it's alright, but yeah, as I said, it's a bit janky, a little too fast paced for what it needs to be. In terms of the film's pace, now, this is not too long of a movie. Like, this movie is an hour and 41 minutes, which, I think is an okay runtime for a movie like this. I will say though, like, I kind of felt that the runtime with this one kind of drags a bit. Like, I'll be honest, this movie kind of felt a bit longer than what it was. Like, I'll be honest, I don't know, I kind of felt that, like, certain scenes kind of dragged a bit. And granted, I wouldn't have really minded that much if, the movie went to the slow pace. Like, if, like, this whole thriller story was, genuinely really engaging. But, like, I don't think the story is, good enough to, where you don't really mind it if it feels a bit slow. I just felt this movie dragged a bit too much. Also, I feel like they could have done a better job with this film's runtime, kind of not really making it drag as much as it felt like it did. So overall, the pace here wasn't all that great. In terms of the sounds and music, I don't really have too much to say about the score here. Like, it's a fine score, but a bit of a generic one for a movie like this. It's not really something that you haven't seen before. For it is just a very generic score. And there is a very familiar needle drop in this movie. The song is played twice, and I think you'll definitely recognize the song if you've seen a particular movie that Stanley Kubrick directed. Yeah, you're gonna know this song from this movie. They play it twice here, and it's a great song. I like hearing it, but I got that kind of feel that they were kind of playing it to sort of familiarize you with that movie. I know, maybe that's just how I felt, but I mean, it is a good song. But other than that, I don't really have too much else to say about the music here. It's just very generic, kind of forgettable, honestly. So yeah, it's just kind of now in terms of the characters and the performances from the cast,
you will gain my unyielding favor. All that's required to make you a star.
We have our main protagonist, Jimmy Erskine, who is, the titular critic. I will say, Jimmy is quite a fun protagonist. Well, call him protagonist because he is technically the protagonist of the story, but he's also kind of the antagonist as well in the way that he acts and stuff. But he is kind of a fun protagonist. He is definitely a bit of a mad fella, but I mean, it is kind of enjoyable to watch. Even if the writing for this movie isn't exactly the best, he himself is quite fun, and a lot of that comes down to the performance from the great Ian McKellen. I mean, it's no shocker that he's very good in this movie, but yeah, he definitely does a great job at carrying the film. He does a very good performance here. I think he really helps make his character very memorable. So yeah, I thought he was very good in this.
The last 10 years, you've compared me to livestock, creatures of the sea, and an extinct bird. It's going to stop.
We have Nina Land. She's basically this actress who Jimmy is constantly berating in his reviews for her performances and stuff. I thought she was quite an interesting character. The whole plot with her and Jimmy is definitely quite interesting. I mean, now maybe it could have been handled a bit better, but I will say I think the movie really shined when it focused on her and Jimmy and kind of their whole back and forth with each other, because there is one scene where she confronts him after he puts a negative review of hers in the paper, and to be fair, it's probably the best scene in the movie. I actually got a bit of a chuckle out of that scene, but I will say I think Gemma Arterton does a good performance here. Like, I mean, I did like her chemistry with Ian McKellen in this. As I said, their kind of dialogue with each other in that one scene was one of the film's strong points. I did enjoy that one scene between the two of them, but I mean, I think the film is probably kind of at its best when it's focusing on this whole aspect of the plot, yeah. But overall, I could, get by Xena as a character.
We can restore the Chronicle to its rightful place as the most read family newspaper in the country.
We have Viscount Brooke, and he's basically the new head of this paper that Jimmy works for. He kind of seems like, he'd be an interesting character. Like, I mean, of course, he is played by the very underrated Mark Strong, who does do a good performance in this movie, though. I won't deny, I think the movie could have maybe had a bit of a better use of him. I know, I just felt like he was a tad bit underutilized here. Like, I mean, he was good for, the screen time that he got, but I just feel like we could have done a bit more with his characters. I just felt he was a tad underutilized here, and to be honest, I feel that way about kind of a lot of the supporting actors in this, because there are some kind of notable supporting actors here, like we have like Lesley, Manville, Ben Barnes, Alfred Enoch, and I think they're good enough for the screen time that they have, but as I said, they do feel underutilized here. I thought the movie could have made better use of a lot of them. So overall, the characters aren't exactly great. Like, I do like kind of some of the main characters, and I think the acting in here is decent enough. As I said, like, I think Ian McKellen and Gemma Arterton are very good in this, and Mark Strong is good here as well for what screen time he has, but as I said, I feel like they could have done a bit more, like, with Mark Strong and some of the other, like, supporting cast members. So overall, aside from kind of the main actors in this, like, the acting is okay, and like the characters are kind of just alright. The main characters being the standouts. In terms of the film's plot, now I will say the movie has kind of an interesting concept. Like, I mean, it does kind of seem like an interesting idea. I will say I think the execution of it could have been better, honestly, because I mean, like, do we just kind of seem at the start of it like it's gonna have like an interesting idea, like it's gonna have something to say about, actually being a critic, and kind of how, in a way, everyone is a critic. Like, it seems like it's going to go for something like that at the beginning of the film, but then the film proceeds to, like, almost immediately abandon that, and it kind of just becomes, like, kind of a typical, like, thriller movie with a bit of comedy in there, and, like, I mean, like, this whole plot, able to forgive it, like, if, like, this whole thriller plot was, like, genuinely really engaging, but I don't think it really was, because it was an interesting idea, don't get me wrong, but I just thought that, like, the way they executed it could have been better, I just think it could have been written a bit better to, actually be more engaging. Like, I mean, like as I said, it's an interesting idea. I just thought it could have been executed a lot better. And like the thriller aspects, it's alright. Could have been done better though. In terms of the comedy, like as I said, there was one scene in the story that did actually get genuine chuckle out of me, but overall the comedy here wasn't the best. I thought, if they were gonna go down a bit of a comedic route, could have been a bit better with it. But overall, it's not a bad plot or a terrible one, but I think they definitely could have executed it a lot better. Actually make it a lot more engaging and stuff. So yeah, overall it just wasn't great. In terms of the film's narrative structure, I kind of feel like the narrative structure could have been better, or definitely could have been like a bit more straightforward. The main plot of this one is, how Jimmy is trying to get Nina to, blackmail Viscount Brooke after he fires Jimmy. But like the movie kind of takes its time a bit getting to that, which I don't mind, but like I feel like as I said with the pacing, like a lot of, kind of stuff in this movie, I feel like it just wasn't really utilized to its full potential. I just thought the movie could have been paced better in that aspect, and like I just feel like it just could have been more of an engaging narrative structure, and like especially when it comes to like the relationship between certain characters, because especially during the film's climax, like I won't get into it, but I kind of wish that we'd like actually gotten a bit more like focus on like the relationships between certain characters, where it had more of an interesting payoff. Because I won't lie, like the ending of this movie, without giving it away, was a bit unsatisfying. Now, I know when this movie screened at the Toronto International Film Festival last year, apparently the movie actually has a different ending, which was actually a bit darker than the one that we ended up getting. So earlier this year, like back in March and April, they actually did reshoots of the movie to kind of change the ending, and I'm not gonna lie, I'd actually be interested to see what that original ending actually was like, because the ending that we got in this theatrical release was a bit unsatisfying, if you ask me, and yeah, that's honestly why I just think the narrative structure could have been a lot better in terms of how everything was paced, how everything was kind of utilized and stuff. I think it just could have made things more satisfying and more engaging. So yeah, I didn't think the narrative structure here was all that great. So overall, The Critic is not exactly a bad movie, but it is a bit of a disappointment. I think it could have been better than what it was. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not saying it's a bad film. Like, there is a bit to like in here. Like, we genuinely do have some good acting from our main players, and it does have some interesting ideas. But overall, I just thought what I was trying to do, it could have been executed a lot better. It could have made these ideas more interesting. And yeah, I just overall thought everything could have been executed a bit better than what it was. Like as I said, it's not exactly a bad film, it isn't really one that I highly recommend to people. If you're really interested to give this one a watch, then you go on ahead, but overall, I would recommend maybe just waiting to watch this one at home. So with that, I'm going to give The Critic a 5 out of 10. So with that, I'll see you guys next time, and bye.